The northwest coast of Scotland is not normally like this. The Highlands are usually shrouded in the inevitable Scottish mist. But in June of 2023, there is a respite from the dour Scottish weather. The glens and bens are, for a few days, exonerated from the usual Scottish weather platitude that if you can see the far side of the loch, it is about to rain. If you can't see the far side of the loch, it is raining already. The isles off the rugged coastline of Ross and Cromarty are girded in a heat haze. This is a phenomenon that until recently has only existed for about a week each year around the summer solstice, when the prevailing westerly winds from the North Atlantic are subsumed by the Azores high. But in the summer of 2023, we are lucky. On the other side of Scotland, on the northeast coast, is Nigg. The ferry chugs across the narrow entrance to the Cromarty Firth, as it has done for decades past. But just west of the ferry jetty, there is a different world. In the 1970s, this was the epicentre of the North Sea oil industry, where massive gas and oil production platforms were constructed. But now, the oil industry of the 1970s has migrated into the renewables industry of the 21st century. The Nigg Peninsula is now the site for the assembly of giant wind turbines for the offshore generation of electricity. Further south and east, but still in the northeast of Scotland, is the little visited coastline between Inverness and Fraserburgh. This tight-knit local community has a rich fishing heritage. The cottages of the fishing village of Finduchty cram the area around its tiny harbour. The cottages are so closely spaced that there is no room for a proper garden, but some fisher folk have created their own little gardens on the streets outside their front parlours. Although there are few summer visitors of the human kind along this remote coastline, for the avian wildlife it is the ultimate summer destination for feeding and breeding. Razorbills mix with the cormorants and guillemots on the Bow Fiddle Rock. Further along the coast at the RSPB Reserve at Troop Head, the sheer cliffs are crowded with high-rise living of an avian kind. Hundreds of guillemots, razorbills and kittiwakes visit their summer retreats on the ledges of the cliff face. Troop Head is notable for hosting Scotland's largest mainland colony of gannets. There is also a sprinkling of fulmars. A yellowhammer rests on its perch. Is it singing for a mate or protecting its territory? At the northeastern tip of this remote Scottish coast is Fraserburgh, one of the last two remaining thriving deep-sea fishing ports in Scotland, the other being Peterhead, just to the south of Rattray Head, famous for anyone who is listening to the BBC shipping forecast. These ports are the homes of the deep-sea trawlers that venture out into the icy waters of the Icelandic and Norwegian fishing grounds in winter gales to bring back their catch for the fish and chip shops down south. At Peterhead, a small trawler departs for the local fishing grounds, dwarfed by its neighbours, the seriously big trawlers that can withstand a force 10 gale in Storm Alley between Iceland and the Faroes. But Peterhead is also home to the minnows of the fishing fleet. The road bridge lifts up to allow an inshore fishing boat to venture out into the North Sea. The inner harbour is also home to the support vessels and heritage craft that underlie the strong fishing traditions of this region of northeast Scotland. Our final view of this 2023 summer exploration of this remote corner of northern Scotland is of a buzzard hovering in the wind above the ancient Corgaff Castle, a fortified tower house built in the 1500s in the wilds of the Cairngorms. We are very lucky to have experienced these remote regions of northern Scotland in such benign weather.